Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building, Kez. What's up, Kez?
Hey, good, blessed. Good to be here.
Now you're from
good
the group Kez the Band.
That's right. That's
Kez
right.
The band.
The whole band.
Now,
Yes.
now explain who Kez is for people that don't know.
Right. Well, I am Trinbagonian, Trinidad from Trinidad and Tobago. A Caribbean entertainer. And yeah, we're a band, as you said, Kez the Band. Actually, my brothers are in the band as well too. So we've been a group that's been around, I would say, 20 years thus far in music, playing together. And yeah, we've just been touring the world, spreading the good gospel of Caribbean music, in the best way.
Soca music.
Soca, and our angles is soca for sure on the main bass. We touch a bit of reggae, a bit of dancehall, other influences too, rock and pop.
It does have a rock feel to it.
Yeah.
So Soca was started in Trinidad and Tobago, is that correct?
Definitely. Soca music is sort of like the adolescent child of Calypso. So just as reggae is the dancehall, Soca, Calypso is the Soca.
So what's the difference between, for somebody that's listening, the difference between Soca and Calypso?
Soca and Calypso. So Soca is more like the ready-made. It was ready-made for the party. It's really geared towards the party. Whereas Calypso was really geared towards being the news of the people. It was the voice of the people in that sense of what was not being said on news would have probably been said on a Calypso, you know. And Soca sort of adapted it to a younger, more upbeat, just as, again, dancehall and reggae, the same way, same relationship. So Soca is more the energetic, young form, and again, geared towards the Soca party. It's the soundtrack of the carnivals around the world. But all stemming with that Calypso bass, that swing and that the way that we sing it and, the energy of it is Calypso bass,
And I do want to thank you. You took part in Angela Yee Day last year.
Yes.
You did a virtual performance, which was amazing.
Bless.
And I was very excited when they said that Kez the Band was going to be able to do something. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you for having me. It was cool to see it on the streets, It was, just not being out and seeing friends enjoying it. And they're like, yo, you're on my street corner, when they were showing the trucks.
They were?
The truck somebody played it.
Yeah, we had the virtual concert going all around Brooklyn
Yes,
to all
it
the
was
Black-owned
great.
businesses.
It was very cool.
And then pulling up and then playing the concert on loop over and over. And so
Yeah.
you were a part of that. So I saw you also did a whole virtual concert during this pandemic.
Yes.
From home.
Yes.
So
we
that's
home.
nice to have family to be at home and able to do something like that
For sure.
during the pandemic. So how did that come about?
Yeah, we were home. We were all in one place for a while. We were touring extensively before that, and then, you put home. And eventually we were like, we need to do something. We need to shake a leg. But we really wanted to record the band. It really came out from recording the band live. We usually do that producer bass recordings, and you may add one or two live instruments, but we never captured our live show, which became a staple for us over the few years, So we did an album called We Home, which was just live takes and, one or two new tracks. But then we said, let's do a concert around that. And then, so the virtual concert kind of came out of that and became its own thing, in a sense,
Now, when we talk about during the pandemic, you missed out on a lot, and especially with Calypso artists, Soca artists, reggae artists, any musician, a majority of the money that is made is usually on the road.
Yes.
So how was that? And do you have any reservations going back out on the road with COVID and the pandemic at all?
As we say in Trinidad, salt. Yeah, it was rough because I don't think anybody planned for a shutdown. So everyone was sort of like, whether you're invested in something or however it is, this year going to be good because I have 2 hit songs and I'm in a tour. And all of that was to come. But that didn't. And I think it was a bittersweet in a sense of, yes, it was income-wise, it was done, but I needed a break. I did need a break from touring a bit. I actually wished on my birthday, I wish I could, the world could pause for a second and I could take 2 months sleep.
And you got it.
And I got it. And it was March the 12th. And the next day, Trinidad shut down.
And that's right after Carnival too, right?
Right after Carnival, March 12th. It was my birthday. And I remember like, I could just do it a chill. And I got it,
So
right?
it's all your fault the
It
pandemic
is my
started.
fault. And you know, but what I used that time to just sort of stay still, be with family, because like my daughter hadn't seen me for a year straight. You know,
Whoa.
I've been traveling like, in her
That's
life,
tough.
so this was my time to be with her for more than a year in
I'll
one
be honest
place.
with you though, it made me appreciate. I don't want to say fans, but people even more. Before it was, I would go out and I would travel, I would do shows. It was a check.
Definitely.
But now when I'm back in the club, it's a different feeling because you realize that somebody could have went there. They had a bad day. They lost a family member due to COVID. They lost their job. They're in a bad relationship. And for that little bit of time, while you're working, you're taking their mind away from it.
That's right.
So it makes me look at everything different, and I enjoy it that much more.
Definitely. I feel that way. I feel like, again, we were kind of speaking about it before. It's like the more dark a place gets, the brighter the lights become, in a sense of your purpose becomes something totally different, And definitely touring now, the energy is impactful. Like, just that overwhelming, that first show that we did out here, it was in Virginia, it was in Norfolk. And I was like just blown away by the amount of people, and like two, just the energy just slapping you in your face. And
Yes.
it's like, this was the missing piece. I was like, I could have bounced off the walls as long as I wanted to, but this was the piece that I was missing. And people now are there and they're like, is this the last time I'm going to be able to do this? Is this the last time I'm going to perform?
But
Like,
it
who
seems
knows?
like they're having more fun because they don't know when
Exactly.
the next time it is.
It's been so
That's a
long,
dream.
too.
And that's energy that you haven't seen. Like, you see people reacting,
Yeah.
but this reaction, and I just realized it this weekend when I was in the club in Atlanta, and it was like people really having a good time. It wasn't just, I'm drinking. No, they were like enjoying life because they don't know when they were going to have an opportunity to go back out. They don't know if we were going to go back to shutting down
Exactly.
again. So it's like
Exactly.
it means a whole lot more. So to artists out there that give it 100%, it feels so much better because it's like you just don't know.
For sure. I tell people, during a performance, I say, put on your phone. Like, I tell people, put their phones down.
Yeah.
Let's
'Cause everybody's
party
trying
like,
to film and
exactly,
film
let's party like
themselves.
we're in 95 or 85. Let's party like how it was. Like, forget about it. But people listen. Like, they're like, yeah, God, I need a break from all of this.
Right.
Let me enjoy myself.
That's true.
Until
How
the
is-
song that they love.
Yeah, that's true. Because as an artist, as you're performing and people aren't paying as much attention because they're using their phone and they're trying to like capture footage, that has to be kind of annoying while you're on stage too.
There is a middle man between you and what you want to experience. A lot of people think that they're here now when they put that phone in front of their face, but you're actually not here now. Because that shutter speed is not the same time
I
as
hate
your
that.
soul experiencing it.
They're taping for people to see, but they're not necessarily
Seeing.
enjoying it.
You're not seeing it. You're
Like-
concentrating on something else. You're not being there any moment and experiencing it all. I think that's so important in this time. I think, and I try to instill that in my daughter as well too. In that, it's so hard now with kids and devices as well
Right.
too. But
They grew up with it. We didn't
but
grow up with that.
nothing's
so-
gonna be that raw moment. That raw moment is what sparks original ideas, and that being present aspect,
I was just at a wedding in Barbados, and that is so true because they were like, everybody, we're just asking that you please put your phones away and don't take pictures. Just use the pictures from the photographer because you will sit there and like not really be as present and we're at a wedding.
Weddings are even worse because people like to take pictures, and when you're getting married, the bride wants pictures that she wants out.
Yeah.
She don't want your pictures that you took from the side and she's about to eat. No, she wants the pictures that she takes out. So I was doing a show this weekend and Monique, comedian, was performing, and she stopped her show and was like, before I start, I want everybody to put your phone down. Take your pictures right now. I'll give you 10 seconds. Take it. You got it? Now put your phones down.
Perfect.
And it was good because everybody did it. Everybody obliged, and she was able to do her show, and people enjoyed it more. They didn't miss anything, which
Exactly.
I love. So who were your major influences when it came to this soca and calypso, reggae and dancehall?
I mean, it's
industry?
everyone. I mean, a lot of people look at a soca artist and you feel like, I come to New York to eat roti and pilau. No, like, no, but for real, like, we listen to everyone and sort of like you get into it all. We started off, as I said, in rock music. So like we would listen to, Van Halen because they were brothers and that kind of stuff. But I got into Sting and the Police. Of course, Bob Marley is all through your life. You rediscover Bob Marley, Calypsonians like the Mighty Shadow, Sparrow, the other artists like Ataclan, just different people who did different things. It sort of sparked my attention. I loved R&B too, so I mean, I grew up with Marvin Gaye and even Boyz II Men, you know, all of these people growing up.
And he look about 20 years old too, by the way. So it's just funny to hear you naming all these older.
Yeah, no.
He got the hat on his head like Marvin Gaye right now too.
I got older brothers as well. So whatever they were into, I was into as well. So it's music was just anyone who just sparked something in me, and I would like to apply that into, whatever I'm doing. So when you listen to our music, even if it's probably soca based, you're gonna hit a layer of, oh, this sounds like a pop track. This melody
I hear
sounds
a little
little
rock
rock.
influence
This sounds a
sometimes,
little
too.
R&B, and you can't get away from that. You're always gonna be influenced by everyone, but the medium definitely is this chasing carnivals around the world sort of vibe. You know what I mean?
And I feel like this music is perfect right now too, because a lot of it is very upbeat and like it is more positive.
It's definitely that, and I think I call it the sweetest revolution that Carnival is, because Carnival is a revolution. It came out of revolution. It came out of that time when, the birth of Carnival as we know it today was actually a fight, a struggle. When the English ruled Trinidad or colonial, they came in. They wanted to stop African drumming. They wanted to stop festivities, and the people weren't having it because this was their time. This was their time to exchange. This was our time to be. And they fought, and the English had to leave them alone with it. And it became that space for us. We take over the streets. We basically tell the powers that be, this is ours. It was always ours.
So that's
but
how
we're gonna
Carnival
take it.
started. We didn't even know that.
Well, this is it. It came out, and this is the soca music is just the soundtrack, just to get people going, get people vibing, But it's really a take back. It's really like, yo, I can be in the middle of the street, and then not only that, a president and a homeless person could be sometimes in the same vicinity band. Sometimes, if he's lucky enough, and
I've never seen a fight
fast.
in a soca calypso party.
There we go.
I'm thinking about it now. There's never been a fight, and people jumping into each other. I've never seen one fight.
It's really a good fun time. Now you might see a woman fighting her man because another woman is winding up on him.
That's a different story. But that's true though.
That's a different fight.
Yeah,
But
'cause-
I agree. It is that. We had an amazing show Labor Day Monday. Of course, we didn't have the parade, and we did a show in Coney Island, and there were some logistical problems as well too. With the venue. How sometimes these things go. But we put a show on for our lives, and I guess one of the most fair is you don't want anything incidents to happen while you're performing. That's the worst thing to happen, for a performer. And I mean, I'm talking about 8,000, 9,000 people, and
problems.
Nothing.
What's the best carnival you go to do perform?
He's gonna say Trinidad.
Yeah, I mean Trinidad.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
Besides home. Besides home.
Jamaica.
Jamaica?
I really love
Toronto, because Toronto used to be crazy.
Toronto is amazing. What I love about Toronto is that our culture is infiltrated in the entire city. It's sort of like everywhere you turn, and there's a Caribbean person kind of working everywhere. So there's an understanding of context, I think, in Toronto, which is different to like here, where, that's the West Indians having their parade over there kind of thing. Toronto is like the whole city sort of gets involved, whether the whole city is making money in some side way, but they're basically enjoying it same speed, So I like that about Toronto. What I like about Jamaica, however, is that I can still experience Jamaica too. So I can have fun in the carnival and have that aspect of it, but I get involved in Jamaica. Like I go in the hills or I go wherever I wanna do. I love that place.
I was just there, and I was talking about you. I was at Naomi Cowan, and you guys just did a song together
yeah,
too.
she's such a boss. The big up Naomi.
She's like, he is the nicest guy. He's just so super cool. Now, for people who maybe have never been to Carnival in Trinidad, because I've never been, but everybody's like, you have to get prepared for this because you're gonna be up all night.
Yeah.
And if you're with a guy, a woman might come and just start dancing on him. So can you explain for anybody who's never been, just to get ready, like what are some things you would tell them? Like, this is what you can expect.
All right, don't bring sand to the beach, first things. No, just joking. But you need to have an understanding. It needs to be a certain level of understanding. You need some sort of context, I think, more than anything else. Carnival is something that it's good to have someone who knows the way around. My experience for Carnival, I host someone every year for some, like, whatever reason, whether it be a choreographer that we've used from outside, never experienced it. And I try to give somebody a all-round experience. What's nice about Carnival in Trinidad is that there are many dimensions that you can do the big parties and the top 40 parties and that stuff, but you can do smaller situations. You can do the spontaneous stuff. You can break off and go into nature a bit, go a little waterfall in the middle of the whole thing, and like come back, feel rejuvenated, and let's go back in your party.
Mm-hmm.
But you do need to prepare. You need to prepare yourself with vitamin C. You should train a bit. And, train a bit before, you know what I mean? But again, there's different routes. You may go Carnival the first time and do the tourist stuff. It's kind of like coming to New York and say, I want to go Times Square. You know, like
okay,
you'll do that stuff. But then when you get deeper into it, you're gonna know where to go. You're gonna know how to conserve your energy. You're gonna know what's gonna be the good things that suits you.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that about Trinidad Carnival. It's not just there's this one party with all these artists and you have to go that one. There are choices. So come to Trinidad knowing that there are choices and there are different routes, and everybody takes their own route, you know?
It's probably not going to happen, you think, in next year?
I don't think so. I mean, I would be, if it was to happen.
I think it's going to happen.
It will happen, but obviously not in the same form.
It'll probably...
No, I mean, because it's not right? You look at all these other things that happen. You look at Rolling Louds and your Coachellas and your all these other festivals and things that they have where they have 30, 40, 50,000 people. Don't it seem odd that they allow those events to happen, but you can't have Carnival?
I mean, I would say that the difference between that and Carnival is that Carnival is a freedom. Carnival really and truly lies within the words freedom, and it's still rolling out. It's still in a box. It's still in a box. It's still not what Carnival is.
You want to make sure you contain...
I could have $0 in my pocket and I could have a boss time on Carnival Monday and Tuesday by just where I end up. You know, and that's the joy of it. It's sort of like I'm on the street corner, just hang out, we call it a lime, end up being really cool.
If they could protest outside the Capitol building with thousands of people and nobody getting tested and wearing masks, they should be able to have Carnival.
But you got to understand, if the virus spreads on an island, it could really devastate the whole island.
That's another thing we're dealing with as size as
true.
well.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different logistics I think we're also dealing with. So for it in its true nature, I don't think it would be the same.
What about if everybody wear masks? They could wear their flag or the island.
It'd be too hot. It's so hot. You want to be all hot outside? That's impossible.
You want to break away. Like if I was to be real of what Carnival is, everything is going to be a tear down in a sense. It's freedom. It's freedom of expression. It's no more.
That way you're saying Carnival's never coming back then.
No.
It will. I think it will. I think it's too soon to say it's going to come back as it was. No, but it's definitely 100-year-old tradition.
Right.
So
it's not going anywhere.
So people doing something anyway. Mm-hmm. Like I definitely would do something small. Like we did something over the Carnival as well.
I could see them doing it and containing it to the island more, and like
that could happen,
and not letting people come in, but having something just for the smaller like that.
Because
that's what happens is people come from here and then they come to the islands, and then that's how it's spread over there. You know what I'm saying?
Because you got to get tested before you come in.
Yeah, because you got tested doesn't mean you don't have it. You could have gotten it and then it tested negative, and then you get there and then it shows up 3 days later. You don't know.
Bah humbug.
I mean, the reality is that
right.
I'm not even mad at that idea because of the fact is I feel as if too over the years, you know, the commercialism, the economics gets so much a part of it. Maybe it's good to like start over, like and get back to the roots of what it is.
Yeah, just for one more year.
And then we come back.
Because right now, are there lockdowns in Trinidad? I know in Jamaica, everything closes at 8 Sundays and no movement day.
Lockdown. Trinidad, Trinidad's definitely on a curfew as well too. And you know they're dealing with it, and I think it's a month-to-month basis sort of thing. You know, it's like we would see, and what form. In the meantime, we have to keep creating. We have to keep positive. We have to keep the vibe going, and that's what we're doing. I mean, I have to applaud all the artists as well too who out here. You know,
I saw you and Shansia did a song together. I like that. That was a nice, sweet song.
Yeah, Shansia. She's, you know, I have to say full respect to her and her team too, and she's such a hardworking woman in the business. All her success is due to her hard work.
And you got a new single out, right?
Well, it is actually a sneak peek I have. It's not going to come out yet, but we did something different this time. We played live. You know, when we were kids, we couldn't afford to be in the studio. We threw a party to do our first recording, you know, so we would play our songs live first,
record it,
then record it after the fact, like, you know. But we recorded a song, but we didn't release it yet. But we've been playing it at shows and stuff like
So
that.
we get a sneak peek?
Yeah, we should. It's off the new album. I mean, it'll be good. The album is gonna come on a little later on this year. But yeah, it's a nice hybrid of everything. You know, it's I guess it's a collection of all the influences that I've been playing with over the years. I feel cool about it. No borders. You know.
It's called, what's it called?
Well, this song is called Jolene.
Okay,
If
Jolene.
we got that,
Who
you
is
know what I mean?
Jolene?
Hey, Jolene could fit the description, whoever she is, you know?
I think we should play a little bit of Jolene because you ain't gonna give us the full version and then we play hello.
Okay, yeah, let's
Only
do
if you
that.
dance. You gotta dance though.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
practicing my
Stop
wine.
it. He's,
Hello, hello, hello.
oh my
Smooth,
God,
man,
stop
smooth.
it. Allison Hines tried to get Charlamagne to do a little
To do a
tick,
wine?
and yeah.
She had to show him in
He has
real.
childbearing hips. Charlamagne got childbearing hips. He has
Stop
like
it.
big hips. Yeah. He does. What? Not laughing. He does. But we appreciate you for joining us.
Yeah, man.
And thank you
Goodness.
so much. And give me all your information.
Oh, I have one more question for you. Okay, so Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Right.
This was a debate. Jamaica or Trinidad? Who has the best KFC?
All right. Of course, I would say Trinidad because, I think we add a 12th herb and spices, you know? Sometimes it says 11. We have a little 12th one. I don't know what it is.
Do you go to KFC on the island? Like, when I go to Jamaica, right? I go to Jamaica a lot. That's not even on my mind to be like, yo, let me go to KFC. It's
No,
not.
but it's not something that I, again, as well. But over the years, you must touch a KFC after a fete, 4 o'clock in the morning when there's nothing else to eat. You
There's always somebody on the side of the road cooking some jerk chicken.
Yeah,
Always.
there's a window where street food is closed. Like, this is that 2-hour bracket where there's nothing on the streets except. And yeah, over the years, Trinidad's always boasted about that.
Yeah, no, they have. Because look, they
Everybody
made a
feels-
big deal about us going to KFC in Jamaica,
Oh,
and then
for real?
I posted it, and then a bunch of people from Trinidad hit me up and was like, actually, Trinidad is number 1, Jamaica is number 2.
Yeah, but I'll take you for some other food as well too.
It was just something I never heard before. until
Yeah,
just
no.
now.
There's some wars going on there
I'm
for
shocked
real.
that you went to KFC while you in
Because they
Jamaica.
made it a big deal. They were, and when I tell you I posted it, so many people hit me up because they said it's different.
Did you go to
Like,
McDonald's too and Taco Bell?
I didn't see that.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, nah, I agree with you though. I've the man is yaki and saltfish and his
Yes.
steamed fish and his meseto. I miss Jay too. You know what I mean?
And you were in Kingston, right? E?
Yes, I stayed in Kingston, in New Kingston.
No, New Kingston. There's no
Nice.
beach there though.
We did go to. Sean Paul came and took us to
Oh, so
Hellshire.
y'all drove to the beach.
Yeah, he took us to the
Nice.
beach.
Sean is a
It was just
good one.
cheese.
Okay.
Yes, I.
Did you have the fried fish on the beach?
I don't eat seafood.
Oh, that's the best part of it, to eat the fish in the festival on the beach.
And weren't you growing herbs at home during the pandemic and doing all of that?
Was that? Yeah, I mean, definitely, growing stuff and stuff. Yeah, we try everything, I think everybody turned up planter in a kind of way, Like you could grow 4 plants, so I was growing too. Yeah, it's I like that about the island. Like, I like coming home and I could have 15 minutes away in the middle of the bush. I could be somewhere totally unplugged, and eat off the earth, eat fish.
We
and
couldn't do that in
fruits
Brooklyn.
and-
No, you definitely can't do
you
that.
know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's
Not
a
in
recharge.
Jersey,
Yeah,
yeah.
I enjoy traveling, but I enjoy coming back home and resetting, man. That's the joy, the duality of it, and the freedom to do that is everything,
Well, it's Kez from Kez the Band. We
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
you for joining us.
Goodness.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.